Yeah, so it has been a minute. My last video that I posted was 77 days ago, which is hard to believe. But I wanted to real quick go over another kit that I use for ultralight backpack fishing. In the description below, I'm going to link my previous video on my kind of go-to backpack fishing kit. That's if I know I'm going to get to do some fishing, but I don't know how much I'm going to get to do. My kit kind of waxes and wanes depending on how much fishing I'm going to do. If I know I'm just going in to fish for several days, I'm going to take a pretty comprehensive kit. Likewise, if I don't think I'm going to be fishing much or not fishing at all, I'm going to take a pretty pared down kit. And this here is that kit. So this is the fly fishing kit that I use if I'm going on a backpacking trip and I really don't know whether or not I'm going to get to fly fish at all, but I want to have something with me. I've had way too many trips where I've gotten to camp or been hiking and saw a beautiful stream that I really wanted the chance to fish and then wish that I had something with me. So to prevent that from happening anymore, this is the kit that I take on every single backpacking trip. It's lightweight enough where I really don't know it's there until I need it, but I'm super glad when I have it to be able to catch a couple fish and have some fun on the way. So for this kit, you're looking at 65 grams for the rod, 35 grams for my fly box and my floatant, 7 grams for my spool of Tippet, and 4 grams for my level line spool and my level line. All together for this kit, you're looking at 111 grams or 3.9 ounces. That is so insanely light. There's really no reason not to take it on any trip, unless you're hiking through the desert or something crazy like that. So let's hop in here piece by piece. I'll kind of tell you what I've got, why I take it, and we'll go from there. Now, this video is not going to be as in-depth as my previous video on my fly fishing kit, nor is it going to be in-depth on rods as my recent video on my backpack fly fishing rods. But I'm still going to touch on everything, go through why I've chosen them, and kind of go through the pieces of my kit here. So kind of starting from the simplest thing is my Tippet spool. My go-to Tippet for this kit and for my backpacking kits is going to be a 5X Tippet. This is 5X nylon. I use nylon for a couple reasons. Number one, it's cheaper. Number two, it floats instead of sinks. Now, granted, 5X fluorocarbon is not going to sink a dry fly typically anyway, but nylon does give you the ability to fish really small dry flies without worrying quite as much about sinking them. The other thing is, on these backcountry streams, your fish aren't going to be line shy. They receive very little pressure, so nylon's just fine. I'm also using exclusively 5X because of my TENKARA rod. On a TENKARA rod, you really want to fish 5X or lower, at least on most TENKARA rods. And that's just to avoid breaking your tip section on your TENKARA rod. You want the weakest part of your system to be your tippet, which is why 5X is the go-to. Now, I'm only taking one spool of tippet as well. There's really no need for multiple sizes or multiple types of material. You'll notice that this spool of Trout Hunter looks a little different from this one here. That's because I went in with some wire clippers and just cut out this inner ring. As you'll see here, with that inner ring, you're at 9 grams. Without it, you're at 7 grams. So is it a big deal? No. Does it matter? Probably not, but it does save you a little bit of weight to go in there and take that piece out. Of the different brands that I've tried, I really don't know that there's one significantly better in terms of strength or durability or anything like that. Nylon is nylon for the most part, as long as you're using a higher end brand. But these Trout Hunter spools do have 50 meters, which is kind of nice if you need some extra line. And this is the lightest spool design that I've found as well. Let's keep moving to our line spool. Now again, this kit is all centered around being simple and being light. These are some very generic little line spools. You can find them about anywhere. I think I picked up like 10 of these for 10 bucks or something along those lines. You can get a big pack of these on Amazon or AliExpress or Wish or wherever, but they're extremely lightweight. The only thing I did do on here was just to go in and add 2 little holes. That allows me to hook a fly in here for safekeeping, so it's easy to string up and unstring. I also went in and just cut a couple notches around the rim of it so that when I wrap my leader up, I can just work it into one of those little notches and I'm good to go, can move on. The nice thing about these is this hole does go over the end of your rod, so while you're hiking, you can always store it there as well, should you want to. As far as my TENKARA line itself goes, this Daiwa Keiryu rod is a little bit on the stiffer side, so I'm using a 3.5 level line. I could probably go up to a 4, but the 3.5 works perfectly fine. My line is about 10 feet or so, and then I've got about 3 to 5 feet of 5X Tippet on here. Again, you're not dealing with really spooky fish, but level line is so cheap that if I ever need to, I can always cut back on this if I'm fishing somewhere that's really, really tight. At the end of that level line, I just have a small loop of braid here, and that allows me to attach it onto my Lillian very easily without having to do a lot of excess knots. All right, next up is my rod. I talked about this rod a lot more in depth in my backpack fly rods video, but this is a Daiwa Keiryu rod. I think this is a Daiwa KIYOSE 33 SF. They no longer make this rod, but I'm going to link down the closest thing to it I could find that's still produced. Ultimately, for this kit, I want something well-rounded, I want something extremely light and compact, and this is a great rod for that. The thing about a Keiryu rod is they tend to be a little bit stiffer. That does give you some added versatility because you can cast stuff with a little bit more weight. So this rod actually works particularly well for Euro nymphing, but it's still plenty delicate to throw your dry flies or whatever. This is also an 11-foot rod. You know, you'd have a little bit more versatility if you went to something like a triple zoom rod, but again, that's at the expense of weight, and the goal of this kit is to be as lightweight and simple as possible. There are lots of other very interesting rods on the market. You can look at some other Keiryu rods, and luckily now some TENKARA rod companies have come out to produce some rods that are a little bit more backpack geared. Granted, pretty much any TENKARA rod is going to weigh somewhere between 2.5 and 4 ounces, so you're not going to save a ton of weight. But this rod is particularly lightweight because it doesn't have any kind of additional cork grip. I'm not expecting to be out fishing with this rod for days on end. It may not be quite as comfortable as a cork grip, but for a couple hours here or there along the trail, it's an awesome rod. And it comes in at 2.3 ounces. All right, my last part of the kit here is this little Umpqua fly box. Now you'll recognize this little Umpqua box from a couple of my other videos. I've got a couple of these boxes that I kind of have for different things. So this is mine from the previous video. This one's stacked a little bit thicker with just some bigger bulky flies, but this one here is an all-encompassing box with everything you need, nothing you don't. I'm mostly fishing the Smokies, so my fly selection is going to be more geared toward freestone streams and smaller streams, fishing for wild trout. I'll be honest, when it comes to fishing backcountry streams as well, I am by far more interested in catching them on a dry fly or on a streamer than anything else. I will nymph if I have to, but I don't really want to catch them that way, so you're not going to see a huge nymph selection in here. First thing in here is this little tiny dropper bottle of floatant. That's plenty for a trip where you don't even know if you're going to fish or not. I do like floatant. I know you can get away without using floatant whatsoever, but for the weight cost, it's worth it to me to have a little bit of floatant. That comes in at 0.2 ounces, so really no reason not to bring it. I'm going to link this little bottle below. All I did is emptied a little gink container into this bottle. All right, let's get into the fly box itself. So on this side here, I've actually cut the little divider out. That makes it a little bit bigger for storing some of your larger, more bulky flies. I've got a couple different variations of woolly boogers. Probably my go-to is some sort of beadhead or conehead woolly booger. Here's a small one in black. I've got one in olive. Another one in black. I always like a white woolly booger as well, more of a bait fish imitation there. A little leech pattern, and then a couple chubby Chernobyls. Again, if I knew I was going to be fishing for multiple days, I'd have a more fleshed out kit. If you want to see that fleshed out kit, you can go to see my other video. All right, getting into these other compartments, mostly going to be dries. So some of my favorites are a couple Parachute Adams here of different sizes. Honestly, you could probably fish for the rest of your life with just a size 16 Parachute Adams and be okay. Got a couple caddises here in tan, more Parachute Adams. Yeah, Parachute Adams and elk hair caddises. What else do you need? Next up down here, a little bit bulkier dries. So I've got some big yellow humpies. Again, one of my favorites. If you'll notice a trend here, I really like yellows. These are some yellow stimulators here as well. Next one over here is some Jaegers, and again, a couple chubby Chernobyls. And then the last one down here is going to be my nymph patterns. As far as my nymphs go down here, I have got a couple little micro stones. I do like a stonefly. If I'm going to fish a nymph, usually it's going to be a stonefly. So I've got some micro stones. These are all going to have weight incorporated into them because I don't want to have to deal with bringing extra split shot. So a couple little micro stones. Of course, you gotta have some pheasant tails, a couple little squirrel nymphs too. In all my fly choices, I'm choosing patterns that are fairly generic that are gonna cover a lot of bases. These fish are not gonna be very selective, so as long as you have something that somewhat fits the bill, those fish are usually gonna be apt to eat. A little jigged pheasant tail, another little pheasant tail, more pheasant tails, more pheasant tails. Bet you don't know what nymph I fish the most. And then here I've got a couple little egg patterns with a bead head. Again, I want something with weight to it. Last thing I've got in this little compartment here is a couple Griffith Snats. Those are gonna function as a little bit of a midge cluster. And honestly, they just kind of look like food. So there you have it. This is a 4-ounce kit with a lot of capability to catch fish. Anytime you're making a kit like this, you're making some kind of sacrifice. You know, either that be at the expense of weight, at the expense of bulk, or at the expense of just losing a little bit of capability. For this kit, I'm okay giving up some capability because I know what I'm fishing for, and because, you know, there's good odds that I'm going to take this kit and not get to fish at all. So I want something light, want something compact, and want something easy. Now, when it comes to weight savings on a really lightweight kit like this, there are some things I'm not willing to give up. I like having some sort of actual fly box with some organization. You can definitely save some weight going to something like a Lifesavers container here, going to a Tic Tac box. I mean, heck, you can always just put flies in a fly puck from a fly shop. But I do like having a little bit of organization here, and I like having all my stuff somewhat together. Now, you will notice here I don't have any kind of little pack. I'll be honest, if I'm using a kit like this, everything can just go in my pockets. I also don't have forceps. I do always have a pocket knife on me. Between that and my teeth, that's usually all that I need. So yeah, there's my crazy lightweight fly fishing kit. If I left anything out, let me know. If you've got any questions, comments, whatever, as always, give me a shout. And thanks for watching.